Sometimes we didn't have enough money for the toys we wanted, so we had to buy generic. Let's look at 10 generic toys of the 80s. Welcome back to the junk room, everybody. It's me, the Junkman, coming back at you with another video. Finally, took yesterday off. Went to see John Fogerty. What a great show he put on. But we're back here to do nooners, 3 a.m.s, 3 videos a day. I'm going to get back on track. But today, what do we got? Right here. Just got this out of the mail. 10 generic toys from the 80s based on toy lines that we all love. Like I said in the teaser, sometime when you went to the store, you only had a little bit of money, so you couldn't afford the high dollar, let's say, He-Man or Star Wars toy that you wanted, so you had to go a little cheaper. Or you were at a store that just sold cheap toys like Revco or Family Dollar, so you had to go cheap. And we're going to look at 10 times a toy company went cheaper than the actual one to release generic action figures that look kind of like it. And they were kind of good because you could play along with them. If it was something that looked like it fit in the Star Wars universe, it really wasn't a problem. You could just have a Star Wars adventure with a new guy. So, got 10 of them right here. And I just want to remind you guys, we got big sales going on at junkmanmerch.com. Big sales. And we got this new shirt. Check it out. junkmanmerch.com. You want to go there, make sure you get some lovely t-shirts. Even one like this over at junkmanmerch.com. But let's get into it now. These 10 generic figures. Oh man, this is going to be so fun. Sometimes I get jealous because you guys get to watch this. I don't. I just get to tell you about it. So it's not as fun for me as it is for you. Let's get on to it. Now, growing up in the 80s, we all loved to make the teachers, sisters, mothers disgusted by showing them our balls. Our madballs. Remember our madballs? These were little ball faces. Oh, they were so ugly. Well, another toy company in the 80s said, hey, we'll make them cheaper and not as cool. And they released Dumb Ball. That's right, Dumb Ball. What a creative name right there. Let's see, number 9. Not really in order, but there's 10 of them. So number 9. And here we go, number 9. I guess this is number 9. If you saw a bad edit there, because I totally screwed up and said the wrong toy, so I had to do a major edit here. So number 9, growing up in the 80s, what is one thing we all love to do? Transform our toys. Yes, and it's right there in the name for the most popular of them all, Transformers. I mean, hey kids, you want a Transformer toy? Buy Transformers. It was perfect. Well, there was one toy company that said, hey, how can we get grandmas to buy toys thinking they're buying Transformers? Well, we'll release toys that look kind of like it. And we'll call them Changertron. Changertron. That's even hard to say. But I'm sure it fooled some grandparents out there somewhere back in the 80s. Changertron. Almost sounds like a Tron ripoff, doesn't it? Tremortron. Changertron. I can't even say it. But what's new, right? Now, if you wanted to transform anything, you bought Transformers. If you wanted to transform vehicles into robots, you went with Gobots. And I guess in a way, Gobots was the Kmart version of the Transformers. Well, there was a Family Dollar version of the Gobots. And these were called Robotron. Robotron. Again, sounds kind of like Tron. I don't know why they went with Tron, and actually it was the same company that made this. So this same company made a rip-off toy of the Transformers, and then a rip-off toy of Gobots. Crazy, right? Ooh, they were taking everybody's nickels and dimes. Okay, let's see what else we got. Number 7. Now, other than Star Wars, I think this might be the second most popular lineup. The 80s, sure, you can see it, Cream, G.I. Joe, and you might be right, but we're talking Master of the Universe, He-Man, in other words. I just called it He-Man. A lot of you called it Master of the Universe. I know one guy, they called it MOTU, but let's just say He-Man for now. And this is a lot of companies ripped this line off, had figures that looked like it, so this was hard picking just one, but I think I went with a good one. And it's going to be Galaxy Heroes. That's right. They're heroes from the galaxy. They're Galaxy Heroes. And they're the generic version of He-Man. Generic version of He-Man. Okay, where are we at? Whoa, look at this. Number 6. Number 6. Now, if you were a kid and you loved space and you loved cowboys and you wanted to mix them together, there was no other way to do it, well, no other good way to do it, than Bravestarr. He was a star. He was brave. He was from a galaxy far, far away. He was Bravestarr. Did you know there's a generic ripoff of Bravestarr? Yep. Galaxy Force. Sounds like it would be a ripoff of Star Wars, to be honest with you, doesn't it? Force, Galaxy, seems perfect name for a ripoff of Star Wars, but no, look, here's a ripoff of Bravestarr.
Galaxy Ranger! Galaxy Ranger! Junkman, God, can Junkman even read? It's so hard to edit his videos. Anyway, here's the Junkman to continue his list.
Do we really need someone to do a ripoff of Bravestarr? Let's see what. Top 5. Well, again, they're not really order, but number 5. And we talked about it. G.I. Joe, one of the most popular toy lines of the 80s. And another one that's really ripped off a lot. A lot of people ripped these off, so it was kind of hard just narrowing it down and saying, here's the toy line that's ripped off of it. But I think I got one that's going to be good. And it's called Commando Force. The name right there alone makes you think G.I. Joe. Commando Force. What a ripoff. What a ripoff. Oh, let's see. Here's one that's going to be a little controversial. Controversial in the section here. There was a line of karate figures made by Remco called, what was it called? Secrets of the Ninja, because the ninjas were huge in the 80s. Secret of the Ninja. And then a few years later, Remco wanted to make a line of Karate Kid figures, so they ripped off a figure line they already did, and they just retitled it Karate Kid. Changed the colors a little bit, changed the face, but it looks like they're basically the same mold. Yep, Remco ripped off theirself, or made a generic version of theirself. They took Secrets of the Ninja, and then made a ripoff called Karate Kid. That's kind of a unique ripoff right there, and it's kind of twisty-do right there for you. Okay, number 3. Number 3. This one's going out to all the ladies or the weird male fans out there. That's right. This one's for the ladies, or again, for the weirdos out there. Girls loved My Little Ponies, and I'm sure there's some boys out there too, what they call bronies. I'm sure there's some bronies out there too, but for the most part, girls love My Little Pony. And can you believe it? Somebody tried to rip off My Little Pony. You think they would just make big horses that look like rainbows and call it My Big Horse, but no, they didn't get that creative with it. But they did release Purdy Pets. Purdy Pets. And you can see right there, it looks a lot like a My Little Pony. My. Okay, where are we at right now? Number 2. We're getting through this list pretty fast. Number two. And you know what's going to be on here? Star Wars. Again, a lot of companies try to rip this off. Not as much as people try to rip off He-Man or G.I. Joe or Transformers. I think it's because George Lucas was keeping an eye on it. But Star Wars did get ripped off. And there was a few I could pick from. But I think you'll like this one here. And I hope I'm pronouncing it right. Staroid. Sounds like some kind of drug you would take if you were in the Olympics. Staroid Raiders. They tried to take off Raiders of the Lost Ark also. But yep, they're trying to rip off Star Wars with a generic line of these figures. That leaves us with number 1. The number 1 generic toy ripoff of the 80s. Oh yeah, before you say in the comments, that Star Wars ripoff, I think it was 1978. So you're like, hey, Junkman, you're 1978, you ain't of the 80s. Well, I know. I just want to put some Star Wars here, and I put it. Sorry. Okay, number 8. I mean, not what? Number 1. Number 1 here. This is going to be a good one here. In the 80s, we were not afraid of any ghost. And if we were, we knew who to call. The Ghostbusters. But who else could you call if you couldn't afford to call the Ghostbusters? Spook Chasers. That's right, Spook Chasers. Now, my grandpa had a whole different meaning for Spook Chasers, but it was a different time, I guess. Spook Chasers. Can you get any more of a rip-off generic version of Ghostbusters than that? Spook Chasers. We have seen it all. Spook Chasers. I think that's it. I think we're done. Maybe there's some generic toys that you had on this list. Let me know if you had them. Or let me know if you say, man, I like that better than the original toy. And go ahead and tell me I'm wrong about the Karate Kid. That shouldn't even be on your list. Well, I had to throw a curveball in there somewhere. Didn't I? Yes, I did. Whew, that wasn't a good throw, but I'm out of cards. We'll be back here with 3 a.m. challenge finally. I did do one Tuesday night, but it kept getting blocked. I was watching the cartoon to holiday special, Boba Fett. And I uploaded it twice, re-edited it 2 times, and it kept getting blocked by Disney. So that's why you didn't see one then. And the Nooner, and of course, I went to a concert. But anyways, Nooner should be out tomorrow, 3 a.m. tomorrow, and then back Friday night with a regular video, and then Saturday, Breastman, Junkman, together, live, 8 p.m. Eastern on this channel or on the live channel. You don't want to miss it. Don't forget the live channel. Highlights over there. You want to check that out. I'm rambling. Let's get out of here. See you later, guys. We will talk again very soon.
Hey, Junkman channel popping though.
Thank you, sir, for that unsolicited testimony.